Thank you. Good evening. My name is Fred Wessels, and I'm a candidate for City Treasurer. I grew up here in the city of St. Louis, except for 4 years. I was in the U.S. Army for a couple of years, and I was in Saudi Arabia as a hospital administrator for another 2 years. I'm married. We have my wife, Gloria, who's here tonight. We have 4 children, 3 grandchildren. We're very proud of all of them. As far as education, I went to St. Louis University, received a bachelor's degree in commerce and finance, a master's degree in urban affairs. I've been a healthcare executive for over 30 years. I serve as executive director of the St. Louis Peregrine Society. We provide services to cancer patients, both in St. Louis City and St. Louis County. I've been elected to the Board of Aldermen starting in 1985 and re-elected every 4 years since. And I get increasingly disturbed and concerned with the conduct and the performance of the Treasurer's Office. There's a lot of problems, but I'll give you one example. Parking Division, which is part of the Treasurer's Office, generates $26.2 million in the last 2 years. $26.2 million. Only $200,000 of that went to the city's general fund to help pay for our police, fire, and other vital services. You know, that's a disgrace. If you elect me, I will guarantee that we will get a significant amount of money out of the Parking Division. I will cut the bureaucracy, which is bloated. I will eliminate the no-bid contracts and operate that department the way it should be run. Thank you.
This is an interesting thing here. Good evening, folks. My name is Brian Wabi, and it's great to be here. I want to thank the Schuylkill Bolivar neighborhood and the Grace Church here for hosting us. I'm a candidate for St. Louis City Treasurer. I've got my experience. I serve currently as the chairman of the Democratic Party here in the city. You might remember just last year, we tried to bring the Democratic National Convention to St. Louis. I led that effort. And we got a lot of people in this city and in this region excited. Democrats and Republicans, blacks and whites, businesses and labor. Heck, we got the city and the county to cooperate, to do something big for a change. So it's coming out of that effort that a lot of people suggested that I had to step up and play a bigger role in our civic affairs. I have an MBA from Washington University, an undergraduate degree from the University of Missouri, St. Louis in public administration. I have experience in the Treasurer's Office. I worked there. A couple of projects that I worked on right here in this neighborhood, or right close to this neighborhood, is the Argyle parking garage down in the Central West End, where, didn't we get 5 minutes?
No.
2? Oh, I'm sorry, okay. It said 5 minutes.
5, but that was for the...
Got it, sorry. One of the projects I worked on was the Central West End, in the library, in the parking garage right there. What we learned is that the parking division can help support development, can help drive commerce in our city. Not just help by generating more revenue, as Fred talked to, and making sure that that revenue gets back to the city, but also drive development and help support commerce. One of the other projects I worked on right here on Skinker, or on Delmar, we acquired the ground where the pageant was built. And what we're seeing there, what Joe Edwards was able to do, the city helped make that happen. The treasurer can help make those things happen. And and I will tell you as a city treasurer, I'm going to commit my time and resources to make sure that the loop trolley functions and is a big hit, because once it is a big hit, we can extend that network across the city. Thank you.
Of the 63rd District, which encompasses all of downtown St. Louis, Soulard, Lafayette Square, all the way west to Missouri Botanical Gardens, take out Compton Heights, include Harris-Stowe State University and the SLU Med campus. And I'm running for treasurer. I'm currently the assistant minority floor leader. I'm the first African American and first female to hold that position in Missouri history. I have a bachelor's in finance, a master's in health administration from St. Louis University, and I have over 15 years experience in banking, policy making, human resources, and healthcare. And I'm running for treasurer for 3 reasons: transparency, change, and progress. Transparency, you should be able to go to the treasurer's website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to see how your dollars are being invested, how your dollars are being spent. However, when you go to the treasurer's website, what do you see? You see how to pay a parking ticket, how to get a boot off your car. That has to change. And when I talk about change, I mean that you should be able to, the treasurer's office has been too focused for so many years on parking and parking enforcement, and it should be focused on what it says in the city charter. City charter says that the treasurer is the chief investor and custodian of funds. And Progress for St. Louis, what I'd like to do is make the office more community focused by offering financial empowerment tools to low-income communities and rooting out payday loans and title loans from our communities. Again, my name is Tashara Jones. I'm running for treasurer. I'm a Democrat, and I would love your support. Thank you very much.
Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. I have a master's degree in business administration, but I like to tell people I have a PhD from the School of Hard Knocks. All my adult life, I've been involved in very challenging positions. I've been a soldier in the military as well as a soldier in our community. I retired as a master sergeant, the second highest enlisted rank in the military. I served with the U.S. Army, 8 years on active duty and 15 years in the reserves. About 20 years ago, my wife and I made a conscious decision to move back into the city of St. Louis in one of the toughest neighborhoods in the city, in the Hamilton Heights neighborhood. Some people thought we were crazy, but we were young in our mid-20s and we thought we could save the world. We believed in that neighborhood because we grew up in that neighborhood 30-some years ago. I met my wife when I was 12 and she was 10. And so we had a lot of rich history with that neighborhood, and we remember the vibrance of that community. So against all odds, we rehabbed a 4-family flat and made it our home and rented a couple of units out. 9 years ago, when I realized that thousands of people were changing their address because of our neighborhood, I decided to run for alderman so that I can change my neighborhood and keep my address. And against all odds, I won. People told me, Jeffrey, you're not part of the good old boy network. You're not part of a political machine. You're not part of a family dynasty. Who do you think you are? But against all odds, I did it anyway because I'm committed to my community in the city of St. Louis, and I won by 8 votes. I'm proud of that, just as I'm proud of my 23 years of military service. I am committed. I understand commitment. And I'm committed to the city of St. Louis. Why am I running for treasurer? I'm running for treasurer because I want that office to be effective and efficient. If we can create an environment where employees believe in coming to work because they offer a service and a benefit to our community and they like what they're doing, they will work hard for me as the next treasurer. And therefore, because they're effective and efficient, we will maximize the financial resources for the city as a whole. Thank you.